Welcome back, everyone. Today I will recap a 2023 horror thriller film named The Pope's Exorcist. Before we start, it is a request to please like and comment on the video as it will help us to grow our reach. Okay, let's start. The movie begins on June 4, 1987, in the city of Tropea, Italy. Father Gabriel Amorth, chief exorcist of the Vatican, is called to a house where he is told that the boy's actions clearly show that he is possessed by the devil. We are then shown the possessed boy, who tells Father that he is the devil and that he is not afraid of the hypocritical God. Father says that if he is a devil, then he should tell his name. And why did he choose this boy instead of some powerful person? The devil says that he can possess anyone, and only then a pig is brought there. Father tells the devil that he doesn't believe him and he can't even possess this pig. He provokes him a lot, and as soon as the devil possesses the pig, he is shot, and Father asks the boy to relax because the devil is gone. After this, we see Julia, who is shifting from America to Spain with her daughter Amy and son Henry. They arrive at their new house, which is undergoing renovation, where they meet Carlos, and he introduces Julia to Father Thomas. Here we come to know that this church has been the ancestral property of Julia's husband's family for many generations, which they have inherited, and her husband passed away about 1 year ago. Meanwhile, Henry goes to the basement while inspecting the house, where he sees a hole in the wall, and through it, he sees something that has the Vatican symbol. Later, Julia goes to Amy's room and tells her that they have absolutely no money, so after repairing they will sell this church and go back to America, and ask her to take care of her brother till then. Now, on July 2, 1987, Father Gabriel is called to Rome for questioning. Here Cardinal Sullivan asks him about the exorcism he did in Tropea because he did it without the bishop's permission. Father Gabriel says that the boy was mentally ill and he just played with his mind. Bishop Lumumba supports him, saying that Father Gabriel refers 98% of cases to doctors and psychiatrists. Father Gabriel says he is a practical man and asks them what is this all about. To which Suvelin says that the Congregation of the Doctrine of the Faith has recommended to this panel that the position of the chief exorcist should formally be abolished. Later that evening, in the basement of Julia's house, a worker hears some sound from the hole in the wall, and as he lights the torch to peep inside, there is an explosion, in which he gets badly burnt. Meanwhile, Henry begins having seizures, and when Julia comes there, he suddenly gets up and says that they are all going to die, and then he starts scratching his face. He is immediately taken to the hospital for a checkup, where Julia is told that all his test results are normal. They ask her if her child ever had any deep trauma, to which she tells them that his father died a year ago, and he hasn't spoken since. The doctor tells her that Henry is suffering from psychosis and advises her to see a good psychiatrist. Later that night, the house lights go off and Henry suddenly gets up. Julia goes to him thinking that he might get scared, and on the other hand, Amy goes to the basement to switch on the lights. Henry grabs Julia's breast, which shocks her, and Henry says he is hungry, so let him breastfeed. He then pushes her back and shows them the hate engraved on his tummy, and then he tells them to call the priest. They call Father Thomas for help, but as he enters the room, Henry throws him out and says they sent the wrong priest. On the other hand, Gabriel meets Pope, who says they have done their job well till today, but Cardinal Sullivan in today's generation do not believe in Satan. He then tells him about Henry's case that he has to solve, and he is afraid that there is some dangerous devil out there that only he can find out. He asks him to go to Spain immediately to help the child. Father Gabriel then reaches Spain, where he meets Father Thomas. Thomas gets very happy to meet him and tells him that he has read all his articles. He then brings him to Julia's house, where he asks her what the doctors have told her about Henry, and if she wants, he can give his opinion after seeing him, and then she can do whatever she thinks is right. Father Gabriel then goes to Henry's room and tries to communicate with him, but Henry does not answer him. Now when Father starts the prayers sitting next to him, Henry opens his eyes and says that his prayer is of no use here. Father goes near him and shows him the Benedictine medal, due to which the demon's eyes are revealed in no time. Father asks him who is he and why did he choose this boy only. To which he says he is his biggest fear and he enjoys ruining this boy's innocence, but he'll have more fun ruining a priest. He says that he has come here for him and he knows everything about him. Father Gabriel asks him to tell his name if he is not afraid of him. Henry then vomits a bird out of his mouth, and seeing this Gabriel gets scared. Gabriel tells Thomas that this devil knows things that he should not know. He wants to know why he chose the child, and for this, he has to talk to his mother. He then tells Julia that his son has been possessed by a very dangerous demon, and that taking him away can be fatal. Meanwhile, Amy hears some noises from outside, and she comes outside to check, thinking it might be Henry. She comes to Henry's room, where Henry suddenly wakes up, which scares Amy, and she runs away to her room. Later, Gabriel tells Thomas that this demon is very powerful, so the child will not survive for long. However, Gabriel ignores him, and after asking Thomas to start the prayer, he starts the exorcism. Gabriel takes out a lighter from his pocket and lights it. And suddenly Rosalia appears in front of him and says his sins will seek him out. After this, he reveals Thomas's sin about Adela and how much her family used to respect him, but he fucked their daughter. This enraged Thomas, and he tries to strangle Henry, but Gabriel explains to him that this is the devil's trick. He says he is going to the park because he saw something there, and tells him to keep an eye on Henry. Now in the park, he finds the Vatican seal and remembers that the Pope had told him that the church had problems before at that place. Father Gabriel finds a well under the Vatican seal, and when he drops a burning paper inside to check what's inside, there is a huge explosion. Gabriel says that it was the worst period in the history of the church, and all these are the victims who did not change their religion. They then go to the basement, where they see the broken wall, and behind that, they find the stamp of the Vatican. Gabriel and Thomas then find a secret chamber, and he tells Thomas that this is the tunnel of sin. Seeing the ring of the dead body kept in the middle, he says that this is the cardinal protector who was the last hope of the church. Father Gabriel takes out a key from the stomach of the cardinal protector and asks Thomas to open a door. They enter the tunnel where sulfur content is high, and Gabriel says they are very close to hell. They then find Father Ojito's corpse there, and he tells Thomas that he was one of the greatest exorcists of that time. They get a book from him that has the sign of the Spanish court, and from that book, they come to know that this devil has possessed many people for many centuries. They then return to the house for exorcism, and Gabriel tells them to remember that Satan will use their sin against them, so don't believe everything they see and hear. Together they start reciting prayers, which weakens the devil, and he faints after screaming loudly. Everything then calms down, and Henry calls his mother for help, to which Gabriel asks her to keep talking to Henry as he needs his mother's love. But then Henry closes his eyes, and Gabriel sees God is not here, getting scratched on his abdomen. Only then do they find out that the devil has now possessed Amy, seeing whom they all get terrified, and Amy climbs on the wall in front of them. She then jumps down in front of Julia, and Henry tells Gabriel to fulfill his wish. Gabriel tells the devil that he has enmity with him, so he should let those children go, to which the devil says that all this is happening because of him and that he should decide soon. Thomas drops Julia and her kids outside and tells them to leave, saying that Henry is fine now. Here we see Gabriel fighting with the demon and saying that he can't command him, and then he hangs himself. But the demon doesn't let him commit suicide and saves him. Now after some time, when Thomas comes to the catacombs looking for Gabriel, he finds him sitting on the throne. The devil tells him that his friend is no more, so now he too should run away from here. Thomas asks Gabriel to fight the devil, but this enraged the devil, and he says Gabriel is not here. The devil then screams out loud before leaving Gabriel's body, but then it comes there in the form of Rosalia and throws Thomas away. It then brings Adele there, who starts attacking Thomas, but Thomas puts that sacred locket on her head, which destroys her. He then passes the crucifix to Gabriel, and he uses it to exorcise the devil and throws her away. They then begin the final ritual, and both of them together start reciting prayers, due to which the devil gets imprisoned back in hell. Now a few days later, Gabriel takes Thomas to the Pope, where the Pope praises their work. He also tells him that Cardinal Sullivan is gone, and Bishop Lumumba is the new cardinal. Lumumba tells them that the Vatican bought the church from the Vasquez family and completely sanctified it. The family made it back to America safely, and the child is all right now. Please like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon never to miss new video updates. Thanks for watching.